Hello once again, dear viewers. You're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. Activity assessment meeting of nationals in Germany. Assessment meeting on progress of health facilities in northern Eritrea region. Belarus says it downed Ukraine air defense missile. Brazilian football legend Pele dies at age 82. In our domestic news, members of the PFDJ Northern Germany conducted activity assessment meeting in the city of Wuppertal, explaining on the activities conducted in the past years and especially after easing the guidelines due to COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Kasai, the head of public and community affairs, called for strengthening organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. Mr. Kasai also said that strengthening unity and organization, disseminating the true image of history of Eritrea, supporting families of martyrs and disadvantaged families, as well as strengthening contribution in national and community affairs are among timely responsibilities of nationals. Mr. Kubra Abtakheste, Eritrea's Consul General in Frankfurt, on his part, gave extensive briefing on the objective situation in the homeland and regional developments, as well as on strengthening organizational capacity and the significance of inculcating the noble societal values among the young generation. The participants commended the organizations of the meeting and further expressed their conviction to strengthen capacity and participation in the implementation of national development programs. The Ministry of Health branch in Northern Eritrea region organized meeting to review the progress of health facilities in the subzones of Af'abet, Nakfa, Qarura and Adobha. The meeting that was held in Af'abet on 20 and 21 December was attended by administrators of the subzones, health professionals and heads of health facilities in the subzones. According to reports presented at the meeting, equitable health service provisions have been ensured in all the areas, and the prevalence of communicable diseases in general and that of malaria and TB has significantly been reduced, and children's immunization coverage has reached to 98%. The report further noted that the medical facilities put in place, coupled with human resource development, are contributing in the development of health service provision. At the meeting, Dr. Henok Take, head of the Ministry of Health branch in the region, gave briefing on the activities conducted and challenges encountered in the past 3 years. In his briefing, Dr. Henok said that alongside the increased awareness of the public on health-related issues, the expansion of health facilities in the region is growing from time to time, and called for integrated effort on the part of administrators and stakeholders for better outcome, pointing out that integrated effort is vital in ensuring supply of medical facilities and health services provision. Mr. Ahmed Mohamed Noor Rajib, administrator of Af'abet subzone, called for judicious use of the health facilities for their sustainability. Schools in Ginda and Foro subzones that have been upgraded from elementary to junior level are contributing in alleviating the challenges that students and parents have been facing, indicating that the number of schools that have been upgraded from elementary to junior level has reached to 18. Mr. Gabriel Mellas, head of education office in the Ginda subzone, said that the upgraded schools are expected to create opportunity for school-age children in remote areas of the subzone and girls to attend regular education, pointing out that opportunity has been created for students from Shabah, Medkal Abiyat, Damas, Adshuma, Dongolo Tahtay and Mayhabar to continue their high school education at the Kamhara boarding school. Mr. Gabriel called on the students and parents to take advantage of the opportunity extended. The residents on their part said that previously only a handful few with economic capabilities were able to send their children to continue their junior schools in Foro, Adghaya and the Kamhara, and that this issue has been resolved with the upgrading of the schools to a higher level. The residents also said that they are also hopeful that other schools with additional classrooms will be upgraded to high school level. Those are domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international news right after the short break. Belarus has summoned the Ukrainian ambassador, saying it had shot down a Ukrainian air defense missile in Belarusian territory. It happened during one of Russia's heaviest aerial bombardments in Ukraine. Footage from Belarusian state television appeared to show missile debris in a field. A Ukrainian military spokesman said the incident was the result of air defense. Belarus, a key ally of Russia, demanded that Kiev carry out a full investigation after the S-300 rocket came down near the border. It is the first time Belarus has shot down a Ukraine missile since the war in Ukraine began in February. In a press briefing on Friday, the Kremlin said it was greatly concerned by the incident. Belarus said the missile came down near the village of Harbacha in the Brest region, around 15 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said most regions were without power in freezing conditions following a huge wave of Russian missile attacks. Moscow fired scores of missiles at cities across Ukraine on Thursday, including in Kiev, Kharkiv, Lviv, and Odessa. Pele, the legendary Brazilian football player who rose from barefoot poverty to become one of the greatest and best-known athletes in modern history, has died at the age of 82. Sao Paulo's Albert Einstein Hospital, where Pele was undergoing treatment, said he died on Thursday due to multiple organ failures resulting from the progression of colon cancer associated with his previous medical condition. The death of the only man to win the World Cup 3 times as a player was confirmed on his Instagram account. Pele, whose real name was Edson Arantes do Nascimento, was remembered for his wide-ranging accomplishments both on and off the football field. The memorial post of Pele's social media page highlighted the star's international appeal, referencing an incident during the Nigerian Civil War when opposing factions agreed to a ceasefire in order to enjoy a match Pele played in the country. A public funeral is set to be held outside Sao Paulo, Brazil, at the Vila Belmiro Stadium, where he played for many years with the Santos Football Club. The casket is set to pass in front of the house of his 100-year-old mother, Celeste Arantes, before being placed in the center of the field. Please sit now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Activity assessment meeting of nationals in Germany. Assessment meeting on progress of health facilities in northern Red Sea region. Belarus says it downed Ukraine air defense missile. Brazilian football legend Pele dies at age 82. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.